LEGO Ninjago's Ninjago City line has been such an incredible success, but I think it's time LEGO branched out a little. I'm not asking them to stop the Ninjago City sets, more wanting them to offer even more D2Cs within the Ninjago theme. In case you didn't know, a D2C is an abbreviation for direct-to-consumer, which is how sets that get a separate press release and early access on LEGO's website used to run. Only LEGO would sell them directly to the consumers. These days, they're only exclusive to LEGO for a short time before they go on general release, but the name is stuck with the LEGO community. Sets like the modular buildings, LEGO Ideas, and any of the other larger 18+ sets fall under this category, but so do the Ninjago City sets. If it wasn't very clear, these are larger, more display-focused sets meant to be a special thing compared to your generally released sets. Because of that, releases are quite infrequent compared to those general sets. For most themes that get D2Cs, outside of ones that heavily lean in on LEGO's 18+ Adults Welcome category, they would still see a yearly release for the most part, except Ninjago. And personally, I feel now is the time to change that. We haven't had too many of the Ninjago City sets, but since the sub-theme's revival in 2021, we've seen another installment in 2023. I think that a year-on, year-off mentality on releasing sets like this is fantastic, as it allows for some breathing room between those releases, and allows hype for a potential release in the future to build. But when the sub-theme first released, we saw the original Ninjago City set and the Ninjago City Dog sets released within 12 months of each other, and based on my experience from what I've seen in the community, the general consensus was to skip one for the other. This, of course, was back during a time where yearly D2Cs weren't a normal thing, outside of those themes heavily leading into older builders as a market. Times have changed, but that instance proved that releasing things in quick succession like that might not be the best for the Ninjago City line. So perhaps this year-on, year-off mentality for releases might be the way to go. Heck, if you ask me, you could get 2 years between them even. There's quite an event within the community when one is on the way, so if that time were to go longer, you'd certainly build more excitement over time. What I want to focus on, however, is that year in between these releases. It's pretty clear that releasing new Ninjago City sets within short proximity of each other might not be the best for excitement and interest. So let's consider the idea that a yearly installment for a proper Ninjago City styled set would be a no-go. Plus, this would keep designers from running out of ideas. Instead, what would be smart is using that off year to release another D2C, something original and new. If I were to pitch this idea to LEGO proper, I'd point out how the Temple of Air Jitsu, a set completely separate from Ninjago City, and was the original Ninjago D2C, now goes for nearly double its price online, depending on where you look, sometimes even more. Combined with excitement for the Ninjago City sets, there's a very clear hunger for D2Cs for this theme, even beyond the Ninjago City sub-theme. I'd like to take this opportunity to share some of my ideas. The first one doesn't stray too far from the Ninjago City line, but is different enough to be an in-between release. The idea is getting highly detailed sets based off of larger and specific locations in Ninjago City from the Ninjago show. Ones that don't incorporate the layered builds the Ninjago City sets are known for. Ones from the show's city, but are full, magnificent, and ornate builds. Of course, there aren't too many of these, but the one people immediately gravitate towards is Borg Tower. LEGO isn't shy to skyscrapers, as the LEGO Marvel line has already done a pretty good job at that. Yet, Borg Tower presents a challenge due to its shape I have no doubt can be overcome. As a building within the Ninjago City location, people will expect it to connect to the other Ninjago City sets, which is a lot easier than most people think. I offer this old mock of mine detailing how that would work. Ignoring scale, you could put portions of the city on the ends that lead off from the towering builds we're familiar with into an open area the tower can be built into, but that's just a suggestion. Another location on my mind would be the Jade Palace of Secrets. This is Ninjago's Imperial Palace, and it's another location within Ninjago City itself. Perhaps this set could be introduced after a Ninjago City Gates set that features the massive door that serves as the palace's main gates in the show. There's plenty of other builds around it to allow it to inspire a design that would fit in with the rest of the Ninjago City sets. Even cooler if such a set could also connect to the palace itself. Of course, who says we have to stay in Ninjago City? There are plenty of ornate and beautiful structures throughout the Ninjago series that are breathtaking and D2C ready even. That's what my second idea would be. Detailed and thorough builds of beautiful locations from throughout the show. So many of these are locations people can find pretty without having seen the show. A couple builds from Jamanakai Village you can buy multiples of to expand it. A Mega Monster amusement park set chock full of park rides that feels like a theme park but compiled into a display-like form. The City of Styx being a dilapidated fishing town built on a platform over water sounds like a challenging yet gothic fantasy build in a beautiful way. Sensei Garmadon's Monastery? This is one even fans of the show might not remember, but you can get an unbelievable set out of it. Heck, even a D2C Monastery of Spinjitzu would be up so many people's alley. The idea with all of these is that they all offer the opportunity to be particularly ornate builds that have a lot of angles and styles to capture, making them not just fancy playsets, but works of art as well. You're offering a sophisticated experience, one that is beautiful once it's done. Lots of people buy LEGO's 18 plus sets with that context after all, just because they want a fancy build to enjoy, and these sets would be no different. That's what has brought the LEGO Icons theme as far as it has. A lot of these suggestions are also from older seasons of the show, and considering anyone who is nostalgic for those seasons are close to adults at this point, if not already, who's to say sets like these can't bring them back in if they aren't already dedicated to Ninjago as it is. Though nothing should ever stop LEGO from doing stuff from later seasons. Doesn't matter how recent, people will come, make no mistake. If there are ever any doubts, just put a bunch of scene-accurate minifigs in the set you're trying to sell. If the set is Garmadon's Monastery, the ninja included should be fresh renditions of their appearance in the season, not stand-ins or evergreen designs. It's just like LEGO Star Wars, people want the minifigs they remember in the scenes they remember. That alone could sell these types of sets. The Jade Palace of Secrets. Put the highly desired casual outfit for Harumi in there. Include the Emperor and Empress. Trust me, accurate minifigs and exclusive minifigs are a failsafe, no, a trump card. Put that money in the theme. Make that back just by delivering on that. I can't stress that enough. Lastly, I had to specify that Ninjago City sets were included in with D2Cs earlier in the video because they aren't rated 18+, despite falling in the same category as the ones that do. It having a colorful box is just another thing not helping convey that, but it's not unwelcome. From what I've been able to assume, don't take this as fact, they do this so they can piggyback on younger builders buying it, in case the adult audience doesn't show up, and not pushing those younger builders away by making them think the 18+ boxes mean they can't build the set inside, even though they probably could. On one side, I like that because it's an invitation for more people to enjoy, but I also don't like that because it implies LEGO believes Ninjago doesn't have the pull to secure an adult audience, which wouldn't make sense considering the fact that Ninjago City sets are still around, all of which are sets few younger builders can afford. And that is why I say Ninjago should embrace 18+. Not by putting the Ninjago City sets under that label, more making sets that fit the label proper. Remember that the 6-year-olds hyped on Ninjago in 2011 are 18 as of the time of this video's release. And there are people who were older than that at the time who were all in on it too. The demographic exists. So where do we take that? I say they follow suit with what Marvel has been doing in doing weapon props. Do you know just how many MacGuffins from this show would make unbelievable works of art under the 18+ label? A serpentine staff you can swap the jewel out to match your favorite tribe. Same for the Fang Blades, the Time Blade Claws. All great, but let's be real here. The ones LEGO should start off with are the golden weapons of Spinjitzu. Yes, I am asking LEGO to sell a prop sword. This is an 18+ set, meaning it's meant for, hopefully, responsible adults. Calling it a prop too means it can't be quantified as a weapon, meaning LEGO is not doing anything against its morals. That shouldn't be a worry here. Not only are these a cornerstone of Ninjago, but they're also very familiar at a pop culture level. We're talking Infinity Gauntlet and the Skywalker lightsaber levels of familiarity here with the older side of Gen Z. They would also be absolutely gorgeous pieces to build and have on display, especially if they're full size. It's because of this potential for them to have such elegant appearance and their existence as displayable props that only further their appeal to people both within and outside of interest in Ninjago, if they're priced fairly of course. I've always felt that props are something that could expand beyond LEGO Marvel, and even beyond my suggestion of Ninjago as well, but that's another video waiting to happen. I hope maybe I've sold you all on these ideas, and maybe some folks over at LEGO too. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, if a location or an object from Ninjago were to get the D2C treatment, which would you like to see? You can let me know down in the comment section below. If you feel like it, you can donate an amount of your choice to the channel by clicking the share button. Your comment can be highlighted for all to see for your generosity if you do. Check out other videos on LEGO Ninjago or other LEGO Adults Welcome content on the end screen now, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Pen, and I'll see you next time.